AJ Styles, and you're watching Bretto.
What is going on, guys? Bretto Live back with another video, and welcome to the Week in Review, episode 187. We are going to be jumping into Monday Night Raw first here, live from the KFC Yum Arena in Kentucky tonight. Not a half-bad Monday Night Raw. We're going to start off with our opening promo. We opened up the show with Seth freaking Rollins. He was talking about how he's still the United States Champion. And then he got interrupted by Bobby Lashley and Mustafa Ali. And then they sort of focused on Bobby Lashley and Mustafa Ali, turning that into a one-on-one match. As far as the match goes between them two, it was just okay. I don't really like how they're displaying Ali sort of like as a super underdog. He's sort of losing a lot of matches, but showing a lot of heart by not tapping out, just passing out, similar to what they did here. Bobby Lashley just basically passed him out with the Hurt Lock again. He had it cinched in pretty deep. Tapped at Mustafa Ali. Nothing really crazy, though. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I feel like it's a little bit same old there. Moving over here, Mia Yim had her first singles match on Raw in a while. She went up against Tamina in a one-on-one match. Obviously, this match was nothing special. We had Rhea Ripley and Dominic on ringside, maybe trying to pose as a, maybe as a distraction, but they didn't really do anything too much. Mia Yim was able to just basically beat Tamina pretty basically, and then Rhea Ripley sort of got up on the apron. She's like, am I going to come in the ring? No, I'm not, since she sort of just hightailed and walked away. But as far as the match goes between Tamina and Mia Yim, very, very mid. Moving over here, it was Riddle going one-on-one with Chad Gable. This match was pretty decent, actually. Definitely one of the better matches on the card. Chad Gable and Riddle had some pretty decent chemistry in this match. Up until the end, we saw Chad Gable go for a unique pinning combination just like this. He got leverage by using the ropes, but then it looked like Riddle was going to kick out until I saw Otis's hands on Chad Gable's feet, adding more leverage so Riddle couldn't kick out. So just think, Chad Gable and Otis have back-to-back victories on Monday Night Raw. Otis against Elias, and now Chad Gable against Riddle. Like, that's actually pretty crazy. It's kind of cool to see the Alpha Academy, actually picking up victories here on Monday Night Raw. I'm fine with the Alpha Academy, you know what I'm saying? They could get a little annoying sometimes, but as far as them winning matches, that's actually kind of cool. Moving over here, we had an episode of Miz TV hosted by Byron Saxton with the special guest, The Miz. Miz came out just like super like apologetic and everything. He was like shaking hands coming down to the ring. He was going to publicly apologize to Dexter Lumis with the money thing and the paying him to attack him for this has just been so dragged out and so stupid. But anyways, it gets interrupted by Gargano. Gargano comes out and talks for Dexter Lumis, basically, because Dexter Lumis doesn't talk, I guess, and he basically says, Miz, you will face Dexter Lumis in 2 weeks. If Lumis wins, you have to pay him all the money, and if he also wins, they're going to give him a WWE contract. So basically, Dexter Lumis is already winning. He already has a contract. This is stupid, and I am sick and tired of this. Miz deserves way better. Well, obviously, he's going to lose to Dexter Lumis, and then hopefully Miz goes on to better things than Dexter Lumis, because, yeah, Miz is 100 times better, in my opinion. Moving over here, Shelton Benjamin going one-on-one with Dominic Mysterio. Let me just say, Shelton Benjamin is so freaking in shape, and it looks like he hasn't aged a day since, like, the Ruthless Aggression era. Like, dude, they should be utilizing him. I don't know why they're just putting him in here to job to Dominic. I would be utilizing him. I'd have him in a storyline, having him have decent matches every freaking week. He went up against Dominic Mysterio. He had Priest and Rhea Ripley on ringside. No Finn Balor because he had a match later in the night. He needed to prepare for it. This match was pretty lame. Damian Priest sort of posed as a distraction to Shelton Benjamin multiple times in the match, allowing Dominic Mysterio to hit a frog splash off the top rope and pin Shelton Benjamin. I'm like, dude, are you serious? Shelton Benjamin looked absolutely jacked. No way Dominic Mysterio is actually beating him. Dominic also sent Shelton into the steel post. It was like the weakest send into the steel post ever. And I'm like, dude, are you serious? That's what's set up for the frog splash. Like, dude, like that was just really freaking lame in my opinion. Over here is Io Sky going one-on-one with Dana Brooke. This match was lame. Obviously, they just need to put the nail into the coffin of Dana Brooke because of the 24/7 gig, how they like dumped the title. I don't know why Nikki Cross didn't go up against Dana Brooke, but hey, besides the fact it was Io Sky, she took out Dana Brooke. 1, 2, 3, easy work. And then they were standing in the ring, and then they got interrupted by Mia Yim saying, oh, I chose a team to join, and then she joined the faces for Survivor Series War Games, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, and Bianca Belair, so it's going to be them four going up against them four, and then later in the show backstage, Rhea Ripley joined this team, so this team is complete. It's going to consist of Dakota Kai, Io Sky, Nikki Cross, Bayley, and Rhea Ripley going up against these four and one other women. Who are they going to pick up? I don't know, maybe a face Charlotte? it? Possibly. We'll have to wait and see. But I am looking forward to War Games, Survivor Series War Games. It ought to be really freaking decent, and it's going to be good, dude. It's going to be good. Moving over here, it was Dolph Ziggler going one-on-one with Austin Theory. This match was okay. I didn't have high hopes for Dolph Ziggler winning this match, but in the end, nobody really won. Austin Theory sort of went off, and he had the match won, you know. He went for the 8-count down. He hit 2 of them, and then he could have went for the pin, 1, 2, 3, but he didn't. He decided not to. He sent him to the outside of the ring, beat the holy hell out of him, sent him into the barricade, into the timekeeper's area, into the announce desk. Referees and everything had to come out and break up Austin Theory because he's sick of being called a kid. He's not a kid. This guy's coming up in here, and he's not being treated with the respect he deserves. Him losing that Money in the Bank contract, I think that was the best thing that's ever happened to him, and I really think he could turn it around from here. Just because he doesn't have that briefcase does not mean Theory cannot be a freaking superstar still. But he has some potential. And I do like Theory, man. I liked him beating up Dolph Ziggler, even though Dolph Ziggler's my man, you know what I'm saying? But it is pretty cool to see Theory get a little character change. No selfies, by the way, too. He didn't have his phone. He wasn't taking photos, you know, he meant business, and I liked it. Akira Tozawa scammed Baron Corbin and JBL in a game of poker backstage, and then Corbin had a match with him later in the night in the ring, and Corbin was able to pick up the victory, basically. With the end of days, yeah, as far as this JBL Corbin stuff goes, they need an opponent. They need a real opponent. They've been just beaten, I wouldn't say nobodies. I mean, he's beaten Johnny Gargano, you know what I'm saying? But, I mean, he's just been beaten sort of like basic guys. He needs a real opponent, Corbin and JBL, to really test the current day wrestling god, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, he beat Akira Tozawa. Nothing crazy there. Very, very obvious. Moving over here, it was our main event of the show. It was Seth Rollins going one-on-one with Finn Balor for the United States Championship. This match was pretty decent, culminating a rivalry that's been going on ever since like 2016 with the Universal Championship. So it was pretty cool to see them back in the ring, just with their updated looks, updated like characters. Match was all right. Seth Rollins was able to pick up the victory with the curb stomp, and literally right after he did that, Theory came in once again. Earlier in the show, he attacked Ziggler, and now he attacks Seth Rollins, showing his actual want. He wants that United States Championship back, and he wants Seth Rollins taken down, and he did just that. He took him to the outside of the ring, brought him into the ring, 8-count down, 8-count down. He destroyed Seth Rollins, and Theory, like I said, means business. This show was all about Theory and enhancing his character, and I freaking love it, dude. Let's go. But yes, guys, that was Monday Night Raw setup style, and the whole show wasn't that good, in my opinion. If I were to rate it, I would probably give the show a solid 2 out of 5. I thought it was really boring. I wasn't really into it too much. The only thing I really liked was Theory solidifying his new character as a serious competitor. He's just ready to do some work, and I'm excited. Let's jump into SmackDown. And continuing the weekend review, of course, here with SmackDown. SmackDown was a pretty exciting episode. Some pretty awesome stuff happened. There was a big return that I'm really excited about. I'm so freaking excited to see what he's going to be doing here. Well, I know what he's doing soon, but oh my gosh, it's just so good to see him back. Kevin Owens, I'm talking about, baby. We'll get into it, but let's first talk about our opening match, which was Ricochet going one-on-one with Mustafa Ali in the SmackDown World Cup. This was a pretty good match. Before the match, they did have a little interaction backstage. Ricochet talking to Ali, of course, because Ali had that little brawl with Bobby Lashley. Him, of course, not being in the best of shape. Ricochet's like, "Are you sure you want this match? Are you sure you want this match?" And Mustafa Ali's like, "I could breathe, I can move, I could fight." So he hopped in the ring with Ricochet. It was a pretty kick-butt match, high-flying, as you would expect. In the end, we saw a unique finish that I've never really seen Ricochet do before. He did a top rope moonsault cross-body. It was awesome. It was a moonsault cross-body, and he picked up the victory after that maneuver. I was like, oh my gosh, absolutely amazing to see Ricochet pull out a new maneuver. He also went for a Phoenix Splash in this match, which looked so sick. So props to Ricochet. He's one of the best high flyers in the business, in my opinion. Jumping to our next match, it was Karrion Kross going one-on-one with Madcap Moss, and before Madcap Moss went out to the ring, he got spoken to by Emma. Emma spoke with Madcap Moss, of course. I believe they are dating in real life. I'm almost 100% on that. And they thought they'd incorporate that into the storyline. And in the storyline, they're not really like, they don't really know each other too well yet, I don't believe, and Madcap's just getting to know Emma, and Emma has the hots for Madcap, I guess, so she sort of wished him good luck going up against his match against Karrion Kross. Even though he did come up short, Karrion Kross locked in the cross jacket, I believe, he calls it, and he was able to pass out Madcap Moss, and then, of course, Emma ran down and sort of just stood, or just kind of sat by the body of Madcap, just so they don't beat it up more, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, obviously, Kross picks up the victory. Nothing really crazy than that, but I am interested to see what Emma and Madcap Moss are going to do. Moving over here, Bray Wyatt, he came out. My name is Bray Wyatt type deal. He mentioned LA Knight, and here comes LA Knight. LA Knight, of course, talking how, you know, he got headbutted in the face by Bray Wyatt. He's not too happy about it. And he came out, and he got his little payback, if you will. He goes in for the handshake on Bray Wyatt, slaps him right across the face. I'm like, dude, you should not have done that. And then Bray Wyatt's like, I want to make this right with you. We're even now. I agree. And then he goes in for the handshake once again. And freaking LA Knight does it again. Slaps Bray Wyatt right across the face. I was like, oh my god, dude, you definitely just messed up. Because now they're not even. Now Bray Wyatt needs to get some revenge because they're not even anymore. But then, as LA Knight is leaving the arena later in the show, he opens the door and there is the mask that Bray Wyatt was wearing at Extreme Rules. So it was Bray Wyatt outside the door, but then they didn't show anything else after that. Basically just saying this is going to be the first Bray Wyatt rivalry here with LA Knight. And I'm interested to see how they're going to do it. Not bad. Moving over here, it was Shotzi Blackheart going one-on-one with Shayna Baszler. This match was pretty boring, not going to lie. Almost put me to sleep. We had Ronda Rousey on ringside, of course, posing as a factor multiple times, nearly making Shayna Baszler pick up the victory. But then Raquel Rodriguez saw enough, and she's like, I'm sick of this. I'm going out there to help Shotzi. So she just basically hit her music, walked down the ramp, distracted Shayna Baszler, and then Shotzi was able to roll up Shayna and pick up the victory. Nothing too crazy. I see a tag team match in the near future, though, Raquel and Shotzi versus Ronda and Shayna, and I'm not going to lie, I am looking forward to it. But as far as Shotzi versus Ronda in the future, I am honestly not looking forward to that. I'm not going to lie. Moving over here, it was the New Day going up against Imperium. Gunther, Giovanni Vinci, and Ludwig Kaiser. And they needed a third member, and they picked none other than Braun Strowman. What a great pick right there. Of course, Braun Strowman, part of the SmackDown World Cup. And if you win the SmackDown World Cup, you get the cup, of course, or the Best in the World Cup that Shane McMahon held, and you get an Intercontinental Championship opportunity. So this is planting the seeds for Gunther versus Braun Strowman. After Braun Strowman wins the tournament. But as far as the tag team match goes, this was a blast. This was such a fun tag team match. We saw the Strowman Express once again. Braun Strowman was in the ring, and then the New Day hit the midnight hour. I believe it was on Giovanni Vinci, or it might have been Ludwig Kaiser, one of the two. It doesn't really matter. And then Walter was getting ready to come in the ring and break it up, and he decided to turn around and get out of the ring because Braun Strowman was standing right there as the New Day pinned one of the members of the Imperium. So New Day and Braun pick up the victory, and once again, they planted the seeds for Gunther versus Braun Strowman. And I'm excited for it, not going to lie. Moving over here was our main event of the show. It was Butch going up against Sami Zayn in another World Cup little tournament match here. The match was all right. And we did see Jey Uso brawl into the ring a little bit. Like he was trying to escape one of the members because it broke down between the Brawling Brutes, Drew McIntyre, and the Bloodline on the outside of the ring. And then Jey sort of got in the ring inadvertently and then distracted Sami Zayn in order for Butch to hit the bitter end like Pete Dunne used to be. I mean, I sometimes forget it's Pete Dunne in there. Like one of the best technical wrestlers in the biz. Like I sometimes forget that. It's kind of sad. That's why they need to change his name back to Pete Dunne, dude, because he's so freaking good. But anyways, it ends up in an all-out brawl after Butch wins the match between the Bloodline and the Brawling Brutes, and then Roman Reigns comes out to sort of, settle the odds a little bit, help out, and he starts decking everybody. He's decking Drew. He's taking out Ridge, Butch, Sheamus. He's brawling with everybody. But then Kevin Owens comes out. Because earlier in the show, they talked about how they needed a fifth member, and they got Kevin Owens on their War Games team. What a stacked War Games team. Just add Ridge Holland here. I don't have a Ridge Holland figure, but just pretend he's in there with them. And they're going to be going up against the Bloodline solo, Roman, Usos, and Zayn. I am excited because it doesn't always have to be a Roman Undisputed Universal Championship match to be good. Like it could be a cool tag team match like this, and I cannot wait for it. Great way to end the show. Like, not having the Bloodline on top, it was just an odd way to end the show, seeing other people on top, especially these five guys. Yes, once again, Ridge is supposed to be there. I just don't have a Ridge figure. But yeah, guys, That was SmackDown Setup Style. Not a bad show whatsoever. Kept me entertained, and that is why I'm going to give it a solid 3 out of 5. You guys can let me know your ratings down in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Stay tuned for the next week in review popping this Saturday. See you guys. Bretto Live out.